We're going to talk about accountability. Now, most of you know that I do my lessons well in advance. I did this one about 6 or 9 months ago because of my classes. I have to do my lessons and my Sunday and Monday night classes in advance. But today we're going to talk about accountability. And in Galatians 6 4 through 5, each one should test their own actions, for each one should carry their own load. Let us examine our ways to return to truth. Lamentations 3:40. A light touch of a Bible, the very small. And we're going to talk about spiritual honesty, which is part of being accountable. You recognize your actions, choices, and motives with clarity. You take personal responsibility for your words, for your behavior, and for your growth. This is all an inside job. It's all about you. Personal ownership takes responsibility for words. They take responsibility for growth and behaviors. Learning from mistakes, turning missteps into wisdom instead of shame, and that's something probably every one of us will probably learn all the way through to the end, is that we are going to make mistakes. And making amends, restoring harmony when needed. That's an important thing to remember, that we can make amends, we can restore harmony. And choosing growth, realizing excuses and embracing, and we need to embrace evolution. We need to embrace that, especially in times like these where things are changing so quickly. Now, accountability is not self-condemnation. Don't beat yourself up for carrying unnecessary guilt. People do that. Many people do that. And perfection, expecting flawless behavior. It's not going to happen. When you're in a crisis, flawless behavior is not going to happen. If you're going through something, flawless behavior is not going to happen, because we are dealing with emotions, we are dealing with all kinds of external environmental reasons that we won't have flawless behavior, but we can strive for it. Directing responsibility away from yourself. This is probably the number one key that people cannot accept, forgive, or move forward, because they want to blame everybody else for what they're doing. And they know they're wrong. Most of the time, they know they're wrong. But as long as they're blaming everybody else and it looks good to them and some people will buy it, it's okay. And that is a stop point in your spiritual growth. And why accountability matters in spirituality? It's integrity alignment. Your inner truth matches your outer actions. If you're going to if you're going to follow a spiritual path, if you're going to follow the path that Jesus set before us, you're going to need to match your actions to your path. Are you going to fall off your path? Absolutely. But you can get back on it and continue. You have to clear your intuition. Clear that conscious that creates clear spiritual channeling. Clear that. If it gets cloudy, clear it. And strong relationships. Honesty depends on trust and connection. For a strong relationship, you have to have that connection and you have to have trust. Soul evolution. Accountability is how the soul grows. It is one of the components to the soul growing. And community trust, that involves reliability, strength, spiritual circles, and services. Freedom is owning your own choices that give you power. You want to make sure it's the power you want when you own your own choices. Humility is acknowledging you are always learning. We learn from our past mistakes, from our past behavior, from failed marriages, from failed relationships, from all kinds of failed things. We walk out as a learned person. And if we're not, and we think it's everybody else's fault, we're going to do it over and over and over again because it's how it's designed. Different faces, different names, different subject heads, but it's the same pattern. Clarity. Truth removes confusion. Once you get clarity, it removes confusion. And transformation, mistakes become stepping stones. They're not a dead end, they are simply stepping stones for you. And accountability is the soul saying, I am ready to grow. It is a gentle light that reveals truth, strengthens character, and opens the way for deeper spiritual evolution. Jesus walked this path. We watched him walk this path. We read about his teachings. We imagine his teachings in this day and age. And that is what says, I am ready to grow. So remember, no matter what your problem, God is still the answer. And if you trust in your Heavenly Father, he'll never let you go. God bless each and every one of you.